Welcome to New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. You can't believe it or not, I actually did write that song. I believe I wrote that song. Like, I'm more sure of it when it happened than maybe now, 15 years later. But yeah, I swear I wrote that song. Could be wrong though. We're gonna talk about this New York gang stalking. NY gang stalking. Yes, I get to talk about New York gang stalking. You know why? Do you know why I get to talk about it? Not because knowledgeable about gang stalking, I'm experienced, I'm observant of others, but I do get that New York Keck license plate. I do believe some of my gang stalking is based in New York. I believe New York is like a headquarters for gang stalking. But the real reason I'm making this, guys, because I'm watching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tragic Magic, uh, that white boy from New York. Um, he's like affiliated with the King Manta channel. He'll like make videos about King Manta, and that guy's fucking losing it. Now, I'm not saying this in a way to make fun of him, but because every TI goes through this, okay? In my opinion, he's a little too old and too late in the game, too knowledgeable to go through this period of targeting where you actually look crazy. Yes, you will look crazy in your TI targeting, okay? You will, okay? It's designed, no one is strong enough. You know, there's a lot of tough TIs mentally out here in these YouTube streets, right? Like, I give you guys credit, okay? Like, yeah, I edit videos. Um, I do live streams and shit like that. And maybe you don't do all that, but to go through this program for as long as you have, give yourself some credit. You know what I'm saying? You haven't hurt nobody. You haven't been to jail. You haven't been institutionalized. You gotta give yourself fucking credit because whatever this shit is, it's definitely real. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of downplay the New York gang stalking because I'm a real gang stalking expert, guys. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, not because of my targeting. Even if I wasn't targeted, I'd be a gang stalking expert. You know why? Because I'm the one that's watching everyone's channel and I'm filtering out the good TIs from the bad TIs. And a good TI doesn't mean they show a ton of evidence, but they're on here. There's a category for good TIs, right? And then we're gonna jump in the back why I'm a gang stalking expert. Okay. And maybe you are too. But here's the deal. Here's a good category for TIs, right? No matter if you have evidence or not. You're on here for a few years, okay? You watch TI videos religiously, so you know about different varieties of tactics. You know, if you're watching any new TI, you'd be like, all right, that's a perp, that's a real TI. Oh, not. I don't believe in perps. I believe in fake targets. I believe in people that are fake targets. I mean, the perps are out there, but they're not as common. Okay. For me, my example is I don't call everything gang stalking. That's another category. It's a subcategory. You don't call everything gang stalking. Now, a bad TI, okay, a bad TI can even have evidence, like, but they think everything is targeting. Okay, they think everything is targeted. So they'll have evidence on their channel, but they'll have stuff that's not evidence, and they'll swear it's evidence, and you can't convince them it's not. Okay, they think every little thing that happens in this world is gang stalking. So that's the good and bad. They think everyone's a real TI. A bad TI is gonna, if you claim gang, you're being gang stalked. Oh yeah, you're a TI too. That's a bad TI. Okay. Tragic Magic, he's being kind of a bad TI. Okay, he should be in the good category, the gang stalking expert category, like myself and others. I might be like one of the top leading experts. It's because I lived through it, so I know the real deal, and I can offer advice. If I'm being serious, I can offer some advice to people that are new, and it'll be decent advice. So that's what I mean by that. That's not to like I think I'm better than anyone. So let's read this comments. I have some stalkers assigned to me next door, and they have a vehicle that frequents there all the time from New York. That's like the only activity at the house. See this guy? I don't know this guy. I haven't seen his channel, but he sounds pretty pretty thorough in what he's talking about. He's not coming on here on bullshit. So we'll assume that you know what you're talking about. You're talking. I don't mean to sound like a dick, guys, but I've seen so many targets that were real people that just call everything gang stalking, and it just ruins it for everybody. So I'm really critical. But if someone comes in here, this is my criteria. Like you come in here, you're a reasonable person. You can put sentences together. I'll give you the benefit of doubt. So we'll go with that you're a TI and that you get that New York license plate. Now, me personally, I get the New York Keck license. Like my thing is Keck license plate. So I understand it's confusing for you. You don't get that. I get it. It's specifically for me. Now, they do New York Keck. Okay. And this is like some Matrix shit. Like the last New York Keck, and keep in mind, I don't live in New York. I live in either Pennsylvania or North Carolina. And I'm seeing New York Keck license plates. Okay. The last one I filmed in my shorts, if you go to my shorts, I said New York Keck license plate, third one this year or something like that. Dude, I turned down a random fucking street. Like, this is not me like, oh, I was driving random. No, bro, I went to a gas station. I put my GPS coordinates. I was in the city, right? So I had no idea where I was. I was probably west side of the city or something like that. I was in a fucking urban city. I stopped at a hood ass gas station, pumped some gas. Okay. And I put my GPS and I should have went straight on that road from that gas station. But for some reason, like, you know, when you don't know where you're going, you just turn down a street. You like, oh, I feel like I should go this way. And the GPS is loading. So I was not supposed to, there was not no targeting involved in that for me to see that New York Keck license plate. And that's what I talk about on this channel. Some of these tactics, yes, they are tactics. Yes. It's quote unquote targeting. But are these people willingly doing it? Are they getting paid by a handler? Or is this like a simulation where you have to see certain shit frequently because it's a computer simulation? Okay. My gang stalking, my harassment done by humans, done by human hand, done by perps, right? My vandalism, all that. I'm not blaming that on computers. But this license plate shit, some of it I think it is. Okay. Some of it I think it is. Like when I turn down a random street in Pennsylvania, and I go to the hood, and then there's a New York fucking Keck license plate. Now, let me actually tell you this. I think he was a gang stalker for that area, but not for me. You see, you guys, you can't be like, that guy is okay, let's pretend he's a gang stalker, that New York Keck license plate, right? He's not my gang stalker, he's someone else's, because down that street, that urban street full of row homes, where I seen that, there were other weird plates there too, different houses that weren't Pennsylvania plates. They were weird, like gang stalking looking license plates. But that targeting was for someone else. Okay. So boom. Let's read your comment here, brother. We're gonna read your comments before we go into the live stream. Thank you for contributing. Because I mean, I'm not trying to make you take my word for it, but I've been on here for 3-4 years, and to have a legitimate person comment that's not like a weirdo voyeur, like little peeping Tom troll that pretends to be a troll but really knows stuff about me in real life, or maybe someone I beef with in the TI community. This is like one of the rare times a regular person comes in and contributes. So thank you very much. We're gonna go through your comments because you have some interesting stuff to say. Let's see. The thing about being targeted individual is that you're the only an expert on your own targeting for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I disagree. I think there's targets. You're an expert in your own targeting, but if you're smart enough and you pick up enough patterns, you can put more puzzle pieces together than other targets. That's where I come in. So I don't know about your targeting. I'm not going to pretend like I know about your targeting, but I'm saying, like, when I hear someone talk, I know a real TI from someone that's confused or fake TI. So I don't compare tactics because other people get different tactics. But I can tell when someone is like a good, stable-headed TI or someone that's completely confused and is getting everything wrong. Okay. The ones that get mad if you point out that to them that their evidence really is as strong as they think are suspicious to me. Now, my evidence, I'll even admit, because when I was going through my evidence, and I'm trying to be unbiased, right? I try to be as unbiased as I can. When I was going through my evidence, at certain points, I felt kind of dumb because I was acting like I was showing it to a random person. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's evidence, but It's not strong. It's not compelling. The thing that's compelling out of my evidence, I'm gonna just break it down with you guys, that I filmed that I can show to anybody, is the drone, is the Keck license plates, and the 666 license plates, and like a little bit of the vandalism, like a tiny bit of that vandalism. Okay, because I didn't take enough pictures and stuff, but it's enough to show like, wow, like I have multiple rental cars that were damaged. Okay, I have a laser burn. I think that's the most compelling evidence that someone came with an engraving laser on wood, and fucking there's no explanation besides someone came in your house. That's it. There's no accident or anything that can be a laser burn, period. Okay, so yeah, and I can understand if someone doesn't believe I'm being targeted because they're seeing a couple pictures and you're like, you're just showing me random pictures. So I get it. But if you've been going through this and you actually been through the suffering and you see what I've shown you, it should make sense, but I can't speak for everybody. But most of these TIs don't even try to put out evidence. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like fucking think to put out good evidence. They just film random shit or just talk about it. So I totally get you being critical to a lot of the stories you hear, because when my targeting first became overt, I thought everything was gang stalking. It takes years to fucking realize you were wrong. Like I'll talk about shit I was wrong. The little pinholes in the wall, I think I was wrong about that. What other situations? The red car thing. Now that I look back at it, I think I was wrong about, because I stopped talking about that for like 2-3 years now. I think I was wrong. Now I was seeing a bunch of red cars, but I don't think they're gang stalkers. Okay, I think I was wrong about the red car. Now the white car thing, I believe, is real, because I was getting these white cop car pileups at traffic lights. Like you'll go to multiple traffic lights, and every single car on each side will be white, and it's just like, come on, man. I filmed that several times. So whether that's a matrix or a gang stalking, who knows, right? But think about this. Why would they do that if it's for surveillance? Like, why would they have multiple white cars? Like, I have no idea. I think it's algorithm based. That's my opinion. And I actually want to break it down. I think DoorDash, I want to make a whole separate live stream on this shit. I think DoorDash hooked me up to some, dude. I'm being honest with you. I think it's DoorDash, because when I'm driving to the gym, I'll like never see tactics. Okay. I'll never see fucking tactics. Almost, I wouldn't say never, but it's not guaranteed. But when I do a DoorDash, when I complete a delivery, or if I pull up to a house, there's almost always a plate there. There's something up with that shit, dude. What I meant is our targeting is similar, but at the same time, there are elements that are very different. So we can be an expert at our targeting, but we'll be limited in what we can learn about others. Yeah, I think the solution is communication. If we talk to each other, we can learn tactics. But I've given up on like the real TI, fake TI. This is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do stuff, because it's just a shit show at the end of the day. Hold on one second. I want to talk about gambling real quick now. There's another TI. I'm not going to mention him on the channel anymore because out of respect. And I don't want him thinking I'm copying him or anything. But yeah, I just recently deleted some gambling app on my fucking phone. And I'm not going to talk too long about this shit, but I was playing roulette, and first I did sports betting, right? I lost $25, and then I was like, I can't accept this, so I started playing roulette, and I actually went up $130. I was doing dollar bets. I was in the fucking zone. I hit numbers. You know, when you pick the number, you get 36 times your money. So if you put $1, you get $36. I hit those numbers fucking 8 or 9 times. Like I was getting V2K'd what numbers to pick. I shit you not. And I was focused. Like something was telling me, knew what number was gonna come. Like I was winning. I went from I started with $10, right? I went from $10 to $1, then I went to $30 from that $1. Went to 30. Like I lost a couple times, I basically won a whole bunch in a row, right? Then I would get those numbers and I would cash out. So I would win $40 and cash out 25, 30 each time. Eventually I was up $1.30. Then I lost $30. I was 100. Then I fucking lost all that shit basically. And then now I'm down $40. Like I'm in negative $40. So I've been losing fucking bad. And I just deleted the app. So but I just wanted to talk about that because like I was in the zone and I was getting V2K'd what fucking picks to pick and shit. But overall, I'm not doing that shit no more. I deleted the entire account because I was developing an addiction for that shit. I could tell. You know, the night I won $130, where I went up, I was playing that shit all fucking night. I literally played it from 9 p.m. to like 5 a.m. and shit. And that shit felt great. And I was playing with house money for a little bit, but with me, the reason why I'm quitting that shit is just I'm figuring out like I'm not good with money. Like I'm not lucky with money. Like I'm one of those people that's not lucky with invest. Like I think the stock market is better for me, but I'm just a person that I don't have the worst luck with money. But I can get really streaky. But I know how to cut my losses. Whatever I'm doing, whether it's stock market, gambling, whatever, I know how to cut my fucking losses. And 50 bucks is enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of, I'll be like, $100. I lose 100, 150. I'm going to stop completely. Maybe come back next year to it. But I just want to briefly go over that shit. I had a really good strategy going though. I don't know about you guys, but that shit will hit multiple times in a row. Whatever, like not really numbers. I've seen numbers hit 3 times in a row, 2 times in a row, multiple times, but colors will hit like 5 times in a row. Even like there's always a pattern to and that's how I was winning. I was locked in. But it's not worth it. I'm trying to learn how to play poker though. I'm not trying to learn. I learned how to play poker. But that shit seems fun. But we're going back into the Gangstalking. New York New York Gangstalking. My observations. That's what we're gonna be talking about. I really want to focus this one on Tragic Magic. Look up Tragic Magic. Cause he came on here like a gang stalking expert, but now he's losing it. And I'm not saying that in a funny way, and I'm not saying he has mental problems because I don't know the dude, to be honest. I don't know the guy from a hole in the wall. But I know the program from a hole in the wall. So he's looking like he's having mental problems. Now, this dude, I don't know what he does. I'm just going off what I heard. You know what I'm saying? I heard he's like a doorman or something in New York, which is if you're like a guy like me, it might be a good job. It might be a job where you're making, I don't know, just guessing, $800 a week plus tips, $900 a week plus tips, $700 a week plus tips or whatever they do up and up. I don't know nothing about being a doorman, but it's got to be it's like a security guard job. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad job for a TI, right? He's telling his fucking workplace about gang stalking. He's getting his suspended from work. Now he's accusing his stepmom and his dad might be in on it. He's literally going back to TI first grade, like when you first get targeted. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because this shit's dangerous. I hope he does listen to this shit and gets the help he needs. And I'm not talking about mental help, but whatever he has to do internally to fucking unbrainwash himself. There's a brainwashing aspect of gang stalking, okay? Red shirts, touching of the nose, fucking coughing. Like, dude, you are being brainwashed to think that's gang stalking, okay? Like, imagine that you're flipping out over a cough or fucking rubbing of the nose. Now, I used to accuse people like aforementioned T.I., because he did it for a period of time. Young Steel did it. Foods Vibe Nature Herbs touch his nose a lot, if you guys remember. Now, that is a tactic in spycraft and espionage, touching of the nose, but it's used as a signal. Like I'm on your team. I'm on the inside. I'm a double agent. Like if I went on North Korean TV, I got captured by North Korea, and I came on as a hostage, and they dressed me up and like to say how great North Korea is. Like this is something they do. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, North Korea is the best country on earth. They're treating me so well," but they're really like keeping you in a prison, right? And then I have a video conference with like the U.S. president, right? So one thing I'll do is I'll say, "Yeah, Korea is the greatest country ever," and I'll touch my nose. Okay, they're treating me so well here, and touch my nose. The reason I'm touching my nose in that situation is to signal that I'm lying. I need help. You know, I'm pretending to be a fucking North Korean sympathizer, but they're really torturing me. But they don't know the North Korean guard, prison guard, or whoever's making you film that shit to America to tell them you're okay when you're not, doesn't know about the nose touching. Okay. So yeah, nose touching is a fucking espionage spycraft signal. Okay. Because exactly why Tragic Magic talks about it. Because you can't what's it called? When someone touches their nose and you're using it as a code word, you can't accuse them of that without looking crazy because there's no proof. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop touching your nose. You can be like, it itches. Sorry, it's itching. There's always an excuse. So he's Tragic Magic is like on the verge of crashing out because some lady on the bus was touching her nose as she was talking on the phone in front of him, right? And that's dangerous because it's dangerous to talk. The most dangerous tactic that you can get mad about is like a nose touching. Okay. A red shirt, you can call out a red shirt. Let's say you have a family member and they always wear a red shirt every time. Bro, you can literally secretly take pictures of that family member for like, let's say you meet up once a week at your fucking uncle's house and then your cousin wears a red shirt every time you come, right? But he's never wore red shirts. You can secretly take pictures of him, maybe take 3, 4 pictures of him, right? Of his shirt. And then when you confront him, you can be like, bro, you're wearing red shirts on purpose. I have the proof. Like, you've been doing it for a month. Like, there's no way every time you see me, you're wearing a red shirt. What's up? Who told you to wear that shirt? And you can gauge their response. If they were handled by a fucking handler, they're gonna fucking show you with body language that they've been caught. You know what I'm saying? So red shirt, you shouldn't do it, but you can accuse somebody of wearing a red shirt because that's something that's visible. That's something that yeah, he has to like literally go in his closet and put a red shirt on every time. Like he's doing it purposely, whether you fucking is gang stalker or not. Itching of the nose. When you're talking about itching of the nose, your nose can really itch. There could be any, like in real life. Now we know gang stalking exists. We know that nose touching is a tactic, guys. But I'm gonna give you examples of actually how I made a mistake, and I could have swore it was gang stalking. But if you get that wrong, you're in trouble, bro. If you get nose touching wrong, you're in trouble. Okay, you're fucking in trouble. Because if that person isn't a gang stalker, you are legitimately crazy. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. I'm not saying the TI is crazy. But that situation is legitimate evidence that you're crazy to other people. Like, there's not a lot of stuff you can do if you're a normal person that's going to leave evidence that you're mentally ill. But if you accuse someone of touching their nose and getting mad about it, whether it's real or fake, you have issues. Let's just say that you have fucking issues. So Tragic Magic is living his life perfectly fine from what we know on YouTube. Like, we don't know his in and outs of what his personal. We're just saying as a TI, we're not saying we know this guy, right? We're just saying as a TI, the man has a job, the man has a stable income. He has a plan to survive. I don't know what his living situation is, whether he lives by himself with a roommate or with family, whether he has to pay rent or not, basically. But if he's paying rent and he has a job and he's a TI, like that's pretty impressive, right? That's pretty good, especially if you have a long-term job, which I think King Manson says he has a long-term job, right? Like years into his job. When you're in that boat and then all of a sudden nose touching is fucking becoming an issue, you're telling your coworkers, do you think it's gang stalking or do you think it's mind control to make you crash out and then they're mind controlling people around you to touch their nose or something? But the goal is to make you lose your job, to make you get institutionalized when you're on top of your target. Okay? So is some of gang stalking actually the TI's fault? Whatever percentage it is, 20%, and based on your reaction, where the TI is being mind controlled to fuck up, make false accusations, lose their job, get into a fucking fight with a fucking innocent person. If you don't realize that by now, like that the TI isn't perfect, it's not that the whole world is fucked up. You're part of that fucked up world. You might have a little bit more consciousness than a fucking perp or an NPC, but you're part of this fucked up world. You can be manipulated as well. And if there's string pullers and they're seeing that you're working a doorman job and they're trying to fuck it up, the easiest way to do it is to brainwash you and not the fucking entire New York City. Okay? So I want to talk about the actual New York City tactics that I noticed. I'm not saying it's easier or harder, but I want to talk about the different, because I watch people like Tony H. Okay, and I listen to their testimony. I watched King Mansa back in the day and I seen his tactics. And yes, he had real tactics. Tragic Magic has a few tactics on his channel, a few evidence videos on his channel that I just recently saw. We got Nigel Nicholson. Okay. Now, what do all these New York, and there's other ones too, what do they all have in common? What I notice is they're usually pretty smart people, New York targets. You know, they're not like geniuses, but they're not dumbasses whatsoever, right? They're usually average, intelligent, smart. They're usually like fucking polite people and shit to people like strangers and shit. They're not like asshole type. You know what I mean? Like they're usually polite, pleasant to people. They usually know a lot about the targeting. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you what I noticed. Okay, I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, come on. If you're in New York TI, instead of getting mad, tell me the fucking what happened. Okay, this is what I noticed, man. When New York TIs don't get no vandalism. Okay, from those people I'm talking about, none of them have talked about vandalism. None of them have talked about a scratch on their fucking laptop, or fucking their laptop being split open, or their car tire going flat. With most of them don't have cars, so maybe that's has to do with it. Maybe that is what it is. They don't have cars because they take the subway. So, but even if they have a bike, their bike didn't get fucked up. Like, dude, when I bought a bike in Walmart because I had no car, right? Bro, like I won't say the perps, okay, but for this story, yeah, I believe perps because people were coming in and out of my house. They did something to lock up my bike where it's like, dude, you're going on a flat surface on the bike and it's so hard to pedal. Like your thighs, it's like the biggest thigh workout ever on flat land and shit. Like even a little bit of an incline of a hill is like the hardest, and you can switch gears and everything and it doesn't help. So they did something to make my fucking bike move. Like I think they tightened the brakes on the back of the wheel. Like that's what that's what they did. They tightened the brakes where like the brakes are always pressed on the wheel a tiny bit. So like I had to return that bike to Walmart, get my money back. Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like everything I bought that was worth of value was touched. Someone touched it, bro. Someone touched it. Someone influenced it. It was nonstop, you know. And this is when I'm living alone. New Yorkers, they don't talk about, like, King Mansa lives in a house, a group home, and I'm not taking away from anyone's targeting. He lives in a group home where he leaves every day, and there's multiple people live in that house, and no one does anything to make him crash out. No one does a little scratch on his shoe. Like, I found that fucking really hard to fucking believe. The program loves that shit. If you're living with other people in like strangers and shit like that have access to your room. Maybe he has a lock. Who the fuck knows? Maybe he has a lock on his door. But even if he did, they would be fucking. They wouldn't steal nothing. Don't get it twisted. They won't steal nothing, but they would fuck with everything he owns, bro. Like, I find that odd, and that doesn't make him fake. I'm just saying, like, how hard is your targeting really? Whereas when you go outside, people are coughing and they're wearing red parkas and Target bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through a fucking gauntlet of just having everything fucking, because we all know my story. I'm not no rich dude. Like, when I'm doing good in life or whatever, when I'm stable, like, I've never been no rich ass motherfucker. Like, I've never been someone that looked rich. You know what I'm saying? None of that, but I take care of myself, take care of my possessions and shit like that. Like, I'll buy clothes here and there and fucking like be doing decent in life, have bills paid and all that, right? When I'm doing good in life like that, I'm taking care of shit, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm doing bad, they will fucking attack my material possessions. It doesn't happen every fucking day. It doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? It's circumstantial. Happens more when I live alone, but they'll, like, let's say I have a $200 laptop. This is real shit. I have a $190 one of those netbook gateway laptops. The first thing they did was put little acid burns on the top. Like, I have a laptop sitting on a dining room table, kitchen dinner table. That's where I left it, right? That's where I like clicked on it and I would go to work and leave it on the table. It didn't fall. There's no way of it falling, nothing. Like, it's just on a fucking flat surface. There's no way anything can happen to it. The first thing they did was put little acid marks with, like, I'm assuming battery acid. So they would get acid or whatever, and they would be like these little melted circles on a hard plastic laptop. There's no explanation for that. Like, I have laptops right now. No explanation. Like, how could that happen? How could something corrode a laptop? The next thing they did, they unscrewed the screws on the bottom and they split the laptop from the center of the laptop, just split open. I come home and my laptop split in half, open. Probably like an inch split in half in the middle at the seams of it. Again, how does that fucking happen? Like, how does that happen, dude? I've never seen anything like that. You know, it's not heat expansion. It's not nothing. And I'll give you another example. I had a solar battery charger in the beginning of my Target. And this example proves that I don't make shit up and I don't confuse nothing. The solar battery charger I was in the car, you know how cars get hot, right? In the summer, like, it's like an oven. So that shit split in half. And when I first saw it, the first second, I'm like, oh shit, they broke it. But I'm like, nah, it actually cracked before and expanded in the heat. And the heat expansion caused it to fucking split open because it's a solar fucking battery charger. So I left it in the sun in the car and I noticed that it was heat expansion. That was in the beginning of my targeting. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when something breaks, I have a good explanation why. And I don't blame random people. I've never done that. Okay. So that's what I mean by that shit. I could have easily been like, oh, they broke that. Nah, I looked at everything. I mean, they bricked my iPhone. I'll blame that on them because you know how I know that? A breaking of an iPhone is when your screen goes black and you can't fucking turn it on. It's done forever. It's a black screen of death. How do I know that? So I used to do Instacart. All my Instacart orders, whatever, everything works smoothly. Now I would get a $70 Instacart. This happened twice. So this is how I know it was them. I'll get a $70 or $80 Instacart. I would accept it. I would drive my car to Food Lion. I would click start shopping. I'll probably click on one item and then they would make my screen turn black. Okay. So it would turn black for fucking 4 hours, 5 hours until like that delivery is eliminated. I don't get paid for it. I can't do anything. Like, I can't make any additional money. And then it would magically just turn on. So it's like that happened the first time. I'm like, really? The second time that happened, it was like a $70 Instacart order. Same thing. Accept it, go there, click start shopping, Food Line, same store. Bricked it, turned black screen of death. No reason. Full, like, good battery amount, charge, everything. So think about it. That is the most rarest financial come up situation that I ever can get on my apps, whether it's DoorDash, Instacart, right? Instacart's usually $30 or $25. So if you're getting an $80 order for one person, you're shopping for 20 things, 30 things. That takes maybe 15 minutes. Then you're driving 10 miles or something. So it takes another maybe 10 minutes. That's an $80 hour, dog. Like, yeah, those things help poor people like me fucking come up for that week, have a good day. And then that got shut out twice. And then I had to get a new phone the second time. So it's like, it was total maximum destruction. You know what I'm saying? Remote destruction. Now, does that happen all the fucking time? No. Like, I buy the computer, and again, I don't know if that's gang stalking or not. I buy the fucking Wi-Fi adapter dongle, and I'm getting 0.12 megabytes because I want to fucking make gang stalking videos and other videos on my computer. I can't do it on my laptop. So that's a setback, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's gang stalking. I'll be honest with you. I don't blame that on gang. That could literally be bad luck. Okay. Or it could be if I were to, because this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I don't blame shit on gang stalking. So I'm going to try to get another Wi-Fi adapter that's a little bit more expensive and see if that helps. Or I'm going to plug it in with an Ethernet cable to see the speeds with the Ethernet cable. But at the end of the day, you know, I vet everything. I always double check, triple check every single thing before I blame gang stalking, because there's no benefit of blaming gang stalking unless it's true. Okay, unless it's actually true. And I don't think my gang stalking is. It was pretty bad. The financial sabotage part was pretty rough. But besides that, I don't think my gang stalking is that rough. I'll be honest with you, like seeing license plates, the drone following me. I think that's the roughest part, is the drone, and mentally getting over that you're being surveilled and tracked and there's nothing you can do about it and no one you can show or tell. And it's best not to fucking even bring it up. So that's the toughest part. But going back to the New York stuff, this is the reason why I brought that all up. And that was just a tiny bit of the sabotage, a tiny bit of it. That's why I brought it up. I'm like, yeah, I remember, I can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending my money, so I know damn well what the fuck happened. Like, I know what happened, dude. I know exactly what the fuck happened. Like, when my gang stalking first kicked off, they fucking, before I was on YouTube talking about gang stalking in February, someone fucking DDoSed my fucking internet routing. So I had to get a new router. Someone did a fucking DDoS attack. All I was doing was playing Call of Duty at that time. And maybe a tiny bit of Madden. I'm talking about online, for someone to DDoS me. So, because there are people where you play them online and they're like hackers, and if you beat them, they'll DDoS you or whatever. Or they could just be randomly do it because they're assholes, because they know how to do it. So it doesn't necessarily mean gang stalking. But this is what first happened. And I'm gonna tell you, this is like the first day of my gang stalking. My router gets DDoS, so I have no internet. I have to call Spectrum out. That's the first thing. I have a wireless barber kit, hair cutting kit, that's, you charge it with the USB, then you can unplug it, and it's a wireless hair cutter. And it was like fucking perfect, right? They broke that shit. That shit couldn't charge. All in the same day. And there was another thing that they broke. Oh yeah, I had a jump starter. A DeWalt. It was either DeWalt or, I think DeWalt or Stanley. It was a jump starter for a car that had an air compressor pump in it. And then that was like rendered useless. It was unable to charge. And those things cost like $200-$300. I got it for Christmas. They cost like $150-$200 or something like that. I don't know. I kind of didn't buy it. But all of those devices, the same day, fucking malfunction. Then my phone started getting hacked after that. And that's why I even came on in the first place, because my attack was so heavy. in that beginning stages of February 2021, that I'm like, I have to fight back by fucking making a YouTube channel and exposing this shit. Because if I don't, they're just gonna go ham like this the whole fucking time. And there's certain aspects of my YouTube channel that's gotten me attacked more by the gang stalking program at certain times. But there was like, I can't suffer like this in silence. I'm gonna fucking look professional as I can. Like my idea first, before coming on YouTube, was to be the professional, fucking well edited gang stalking channel that's gonna like be like, it wasn't really for YouTube subscribers. It was for like fucking shitting on the fucking people doing this to make it look so real and professional that like people will become aware of gang stalking. So that's why that was my first, but then it went fucking stray. I started fucking acting weird and shit in the summer. Yeah, I'm gonna read comments in a second here, but I really want to talk about the New York gang stalking. So New York gang stalking, from what I understand it, that's why I said all that, because I want to speak on it. Like I have knowledge on it because it's from what I observe. If I'm wrong, come on and tell me. From Nigel Nicholson, King Mansa, Tragic Magic, Tony H, and a few others, New York gang stalking is all street theater. It's all fucking street theater. Like, I'm just being real. Now, why is it all street theater? Well, New Yorker is going to go outside. They want to actually, first of all, if you're a New Yorker and you're a TI, they want to turn you to a hermit, because that's not a healthy lifestyle for a person that lives in a city or anywhere, but really the city is the worst place to be a hermit, where there's a city full of whatever, 5, 6, 10 million people, whatever the fuck is there, right? 10 mil. I'm just taking a random guess. If you're a hermit in a city, you have no social skills in New York City, like you're not gonna be able to make it. Like you cannot survive out there yourself, just like sitting in a room and like, I don't know, remote work or something. Like you have to make connections, have friends. Like even a New York person that's shy has friends, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people. That's why they're so good at talking. They're fast talkers. They're smart, is because they're around people more than someone in the rural area or suburbs. So that social interaction is key. Now, when you go outside and you see gang stalking, and I'm giving credit to people like Tragic Magic, King Mansa, and you see the heavy inundation of the tactics, the way you see it, where it's in your face, because the reason why it's in your face in the street theater, because there's so many people walking by and they want you to notice the tactics. So they're gonna fucking be overt, they're gonna be aggressive, and they're gonna do the street theater frequently. They're gonna do it a lot. So this is what I'm saying: get used to it. If all you're experiencing is street theater, nose touching, red shirts, red hair, people wearing the same clothes as you to mock you or something, you just need to tune that shit out. If that's all you're getting, and that's rough, I'm not saying it's not. You need to tune that shit out. You need to develop thicker skin. You need to develop a game plan. Okay? Like one thing you can do some of the time is, let's see, there's a perp or something on a bus. What I did in the beginning of my targeting is I come up with little slick comments where it's like I'm fucking subliminally dissing the perp. So you can just do where you're rude to the perps. Like you see a perp, they're doing a tactic, they're itching their nose. It's like, yo, what's up, dude? You got a coke problem? You did too much coke earlier? Why you touching your nose like that? Like you just put them on the spot. Like you should be good at shit like that as a New Yorker, as much as they make fun of each other and they're good at like joking on each other and shit. But there's a lot of shit you got to do in a subtle, happy type of way. Like you're their buddy, and then you fucking subtly diss them. You know what I'm saying? That's how you deal with the fucking street theater. Like someone's wearing a red shirt, be like, "Oh, nice shirt." Just go up and gas them. Nice shirt, bro. Like it's the same color as like period blood, right? But I don't know, just some stuff. That's stupid. That's lame. I get it, but I'm just saying stupid shit like that. Come up with little zingers. You make a little game out of it. It's like that's all you're getting is a little bit of street theater, dude. Like My financial problems are my own. I just lost $40 in gambling and $300 in the stock market. I can't blame that on Gangstalking. I can't be like, the Gangstalkers V2K'd me to pick the wrong stock and the wrong picks in roulette. Now I'm down 350. No, dude. Well, actually, like 330, 340 because I cashed out $10 with the stock. But that's all I'm saying. If you're getting street theater and nose touching, like let's say your family members touching their nose all the time, like, yo, are you doing coke now? You need to go to rehab. Like, why is your nose bleeding? Why are you always touching your nose? Just make shit up. Just lie. Make shit up. Make them look like a faggot. Like put them on the spot. It's not that difficult, dude. I used to do this shit all the fucking time. Like if someone's trying to intimidate, my thing is intimidation. Like I work out. I used to be a lot fucking bigger. I used to be 20 pounds heavier. And I talk about how I fucking like beat people up and shit. So a lot of these low lives don't follow me around and do the street theater thing. Everything gotta be done in a safe vehicle at a safe distance from me. Nice. I'm 192. I'm so happy about that because I haven't been eating and I'm still 192. I'm not like deteriorating. So that's good. So like I used to be 215. I own fucking firearms, right? I talk shit like if someone breaks, I used to say shit like if you break in my house, like I'm gonna fucking murder you, blah blah blah, like shit like that. If you break in and it's in self-defense. So there's a reason why I don't get street theater. When you're getting street theater, is because you're complaining about it too much. They know it bothers you. Bro, you have to, if this is how you defeat street theater, you have to make the person doing it so uncomfortable. Don't just point a phone like, look at this fucker, perp, look at this. No, come up with some slick shit. Every time someone wears a red shirt, be like, you got period blood all over your shirt. Just be like, say something stupid. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a dumb one, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to give you examples here. Fucking step on their sneakers, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Do passive and bump into them. Like, what the fuck are you, like, what are you complaining about? I thought you were from New York, man. If I see a fucking perp and they're trying to intimidate me with tactics, though, I'm gonna do some passive aggressive tactic shit myself. I'll bump the shit out them niggas. Like, I'll step all over their sneakers, dog. So if they attack you, it's self-defense. Do you get it? You want to put the perp in a situation where you can defend it's self-defense. So if you think someone's a perp, get them to fight you. Like, it's not that difficult. Get them to fucking fight you. If it's a black perp and he's a little punk, right? He not no like thorough ass fucking blood member or something. He's wearing a red shirt and you know you can get away with it. Just walk right into him and step on his shoes. Not on purpose, not like, well, do it on purpose, but make it look like an accident. Scuff his shoes up. Like, it's just so fucking simple, dog. Like, you want to get them to fight you. There's like little police tactics that you can use, that undercover cop tactics to provoke people that you can use as a TI back at the program. Go up to him and be like, dude, you a faggot? Like, I was just wondering, you a faggot? You just had that look on your face. Like, shit like that, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, you suck dick, bro? Just say stupid shit. It's not that fucking hard. These people are literally crashing out over red t-shirts and fucking zebra pants and shit like that. Like, stupid shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's not that fucking hard, bro. But yeah, it's not that fucking hard at all. But hold on a second. I want to say one little thing. The only guarantee in Gangstalking that I know is that you will get shit wrong. That's the only guarantee. That's the only guarantee. You're gonna get something wrong. There's never been a TI that was right about every single tactic. Even my license plates. Some of those license plates I'm showing you, they might not be Gangstalking. They might just have coincidentally the 666 license plate. I understand that. But when I'm showing my evidence of 666 license plates, it's because I've seen 10 that day, and this is this, I wasn't even going to film it, but then the 11th one, I film it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that. Like, I can film it all day if I wanted to. Read comments in a second. My targeting is there's something to do with New York with it. Like in my programming or targeting, I won't say specifically targeting, but through this targeting experience, a theme that I noticed throughout the experience is people always allude or act like or ask me if I'm from New York. Like that's always been something people ask. Like they see the way I dress, they hear the way I talk, and I don't think I even have a New York accent. You know, I have like a Philadelphia, like Northeast accent. That's what I believe. But people will come up and be like, "Are you from New York? Or are you a New Yorker?" Or blah 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 blah. I've had when I used to live in Florida, because a lot of people from New York moved to Florida. I had like a couple New York friends, a couple people from Brooklyn that I was real cool with and shit. So maybe there's something about me that reminds them of New York, or maybe it's like a Northeast type of thing. I don't think I have any type of New York accent whatsoever, and I don't think I dress like a New York person either. I mean, but that's been a part of my targeting for a long time. They try to affiliate in the experience. They're trying to affiliate me with New York somehow. Now, New York, the Keck license plates, I believe New York is involved in it somehow, whether it's some type of, I think this is what I think is going on in New York City. I think these people are being cult stock. Like these people are part of a cult. Like if you're getting the street theater people, like I think it's cult stuff. Like these people are part of, like think about it. If a city has 15 million people, like how many of those people are Freemasons, Eastern Stars? There's got to be a lot of them. There's got to be cult members and secret societies, not necessarily the Freemasons, but like a group of like dark web of New York people that fucking drill holes in walls with cameras, and they have cameras in everyone's apartment in New York or some shit. I'm trying to tell you, there's a hidden thing in New York, man. Like the thing about New York is you can hide stuff there in plain view. Yeah, but as far as King Mansa, Tragic Magic, I hope Tragic Magic gets the help he needs. And I don't mean mental help. I mean he fucking realizes like live normal, right? Like stop worrying about the tactics. Because I don't know him. Maybe he does have some type of issues. Maybe I have issues. Who fucking cares about that shit? Let's be honest. If you're not hurting nobody, you're taking accountability. You're not going to hurt nobody. You're not going to hurt yourself. You don't need to take medication. You don't, like, as long as you know there's something wrong with you and you try to fix it and it's not affecting your life or anyone else's life, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit depressed, bipolar, or whatever the fuck. There's a lot of people like that. So I might have, that's why I bring that up. I might have that shit. But with him, I don't know, because I don't know him at all. Okay. Like, and I can't, it'd be stupid to say, well, I know he doesn't have problems, or I know he does have problems. But I hope he gets the help he needs. As far as, bro, if you worrying about a red shirt and a nose touch, that's not a mental illness. That's not something that's in a DSM-5. Like, you were taught that shit. You're basically being brainwashed, is what I'm telling you. Not to take away that stuff is happening or not happening. You're definitely getting shit wrong, first and foremost. And the thing that could be detrimental is when you overshoot and overestimate the targeting. That's when you get in the most trouble. You're allowed to think how you want. But when you overestimate, you make the false accusations. That's when you look crazy. Doesn't matter. And even if you're right or wrong, it doesn't fucking matter. It's not worth fighting for it. Someone touched their nose or not on purpose, man, just leave. And it's hard to leave in New York. I get it. You're kind of trapped on a subway. You're trapped on a street corner, and it's going to take a while to get to the next block, or you don't feel like leaving. Maybe you went there for a certain purpose. But you do have to leave. You do have to fucking ignore it. Like, you do have to, like, not worry about shit like that. look away. Or if you can't do that, have a tactic back. Maybe you point a laser pointer at them. Like buy a laser pointer, start pointing at them. Something that makes you like don't do anything violent, but something that makes you fucking at ease or something. Buy some poppers, you know, those little firecracker little white balls that you throw on the ground and they pop. Not poppers, my bad. Poppers is the gay thing, fucking thing. Whatever those things are. They're little white tissue balls that you buy at the fireworks store, and you throw them on the ground and they go pop, pop, and they make a loud noise. Do that. Do anything. Spit some gum in their way. If they're walking in your direction, you got some gum in your mouth, spit it like right next to their feet or something. Like do something passive aggressive if it's really bothering you that bad. Is all I'm saying. If do something passive aggressive or like some type of tactics back that's non-violent, not illegal, and not super aggressive, but enough for that individual that's doing the tactic to know, like, to make them like scared and anxious about doing that shit. Like for me though, like when I was bigger, like bro, I'll be honest with you, I fucking this one dude was following me in the beginning, and he was like overtly following. I've only had like two real people follow me, like low life people on foot, and it stopped early. And this guy, he would show up every time I go to the apartment. He literally, his whole family was gang stalking me. His mom, when I left that apartment, like the day I moved out the apartment, this woman, fucking followed me to my job wearing earrings that were this eyeball symbol, the Illuminati eyeball symbol. And then she just sat there. I was at a gas station. I work at Circle K. She sat there, peeled a banana, was eating a banana, and was acting really strange, like mystic, like some witchcraft weird shit, and talking to my manager like they were buddies. And she just perched on the fridge where the Red Bulls are, put her arms on it, and just sitting there eating a fucking banana without paying for it. And then just talking to us. And we're looking at her like, you're going to pay for that first? Like, this is not like gas station etiquette. Pay for it, then talk and eat. But we didn't. I'm like, I even asked my man, do you even know who that is? And she's like, no, I've never seen that woman. But the day I left that apartment, they were following me. Okay. The day I left that apartment, she came to my fucking gas station across town the same morning. Okay. So her whole family, she had these younger sons. One was like mentally like half like handicapped kind of. He seemed normal, but you could tell he was like kind of slow. He was a nice kid. You know, you could tell he like didn't wipe his ass, was dirty or whatever, like slow, like kind of like he was okay. Like he didn't really follow me too much. But his brother, he used to wear a mask. And every time I would come to the apartment, he would wait out front of the building, like he's waiting for his mom, because they would wait for their mom and like bring their groceries up for her and all that, right? He would walk in front of the building, come outside when I get there. And then when I walk in, he would follow me back into the fucking building. Okay. Follow me into the elevator. So one time he did that. And as the elevator door is closing and he's outside the elevator, I pulled my fucking strap out and I racked the slide so he could hear it. I said, ch-ch. He didn't see it, but he could hear that shit. And after that, he stopped following me. That's how I play that shit. And I think his fucking brother tried to fucking intimidate me after that shit. But that's how you play that shit, bro. Like, obviously, you can't do nothing illegal, but like, me racking a slide isn't illegal. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't point a gun at him or nothing, but I made sure he heard that motherfucker. And then the first day I moved to the apartment, yo, fucking people remember that shit. Like people are sitting outside my fucking window where there's blinds outside of my bedroom, just drinking beers, looking into my window from like 5-10 feet away. Just like perfectly looking into the window, not to the right, left. Like, I don't know if like that was gang stalking or not, but I thought it was. And fucking, I did what I had to do. I shouldn't have done that. I pointed a laser in his fucking eyes. That was the purpose of why I did that. I wanted to point the laser in his fucking eyes. So I pointed a laser, something that has a laser attached to it. I pointed at his fucking eyes, dog. Like, get the fuck away from my fucking window, dog. I'm not playing that shit, bro. Like, yeah, nigga, you sit by my window. Like, I'll fucking put that window up, start playing with my gun and shit while right there while you there, bitch ass nigga. And I'll fucking make it look like you broke in too. Like, I know all those little tricks, bro. I'm not stupid. Like, yeah, I'll make it look like you broke in, motherfucker. Grab a rock, smash my own window. So yeah, bitch ass nigga, don't do that weird shit, bro. I'm ready to crash out. So that shit stop. That's gonna stop and it's gonna hold, dog. Then they try to have someone sit on my patio, and I was sitting there like he was doing it to intimidate me. It wasn't a normal some guy sitting on a patio smoking a cigarette. Like this dude would do it every single night, yell on the phone, 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Yelling, screaming on his phone, high on meth. He was a cartel member, like legit. He didn't work. This dude was like a drug addict connected to the cartel. Bro, I was about to drag him into my fucking house and murder him, dog. I was about to be like, open my door, grab him off of the perch of my patio, drag him into the fucking crib, say he broke into my house and kill him, dog. Like, that's how you handle shit like that. Like, all this weird intimidation shit is not going to fly with me because I am ready to crash out. That's how you fucking play the perps, dog. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm not promoting any type of offensive violence. But anything that has to do with me being at a house and you trying to intimidate me at my house. Like, bro, they sent a guy pounding on my door. Bro, this is what happened. Listen to this. This is a real story. I used to do factory recess, and I used to change my password on my modem once a week, once every 2 weeks, because I was legitimately hacked. Hackers, I've shown the messages, were saying shit. I had messages that the hackers have deleted off my hard drive saying that I was hacked. Okay, I had a message from a guy from a fusion center that I saved. I don't know if it was real or fake. He left this long paragraph like, we've been targeting you from the Fredericksburg, Maryland Fusion Center, blah, 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 blah. It was a really well-written thing, so it could have been a troll. I saved it, and now it's deleted, okay? So, yeah, I'm under monitoring and surveillance, absolutely. And they let me know I am. So this dude, I reset my fucking modem at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. Change my password, reset my phone, because I would do it all at one time to get the hackers off, because it works for a little bit. As soon as I reset my fucking password and click save for the modem, I hear pounding on the door. Pound, 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 pound. Pound, 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 pound. Pound, 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 pound. It sounds like the police are at my door, right? So I don't answer. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to answer the door. So he keeps pounding, dude. The second I delete my password, within like a minute, he starts pounding. Could be coincidence, but either way, it was some type of intimidation. This dude looked like a fucking gang member, like some white boy, Hispanic mixed white dude, tattoos, big dude. You know, he probably didn't lift weights, but he looked like he did drugs and fucking like fought people and shit. And then before I answered the door, I racked the side. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted him to hear it. You know, I do little subtle things too. I answer the door and I have the gun behind my back so he can't see it. And I just crack the door. He's like, yo, is Toya here? Where's Toya? That's what he says. Where's Toya? I'm like, who's Toya? There's no one named Toya that lives here. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure there's no one that lives here? I'm like, yes, bro, I'm sure, bro. And then my cat gets out and my door is cracked. He could have had every opportunity. Like, dude, he was going to get his fucking brains blown out. Seriously, because the reason why is not because he knocked on the door. He wouldn't leave. I let him knock for like fucking 30 seconds. He kept pounding. When you do that, you're forcing someone to open the door. You're pounding on their door at 1 o'clock, even if he was looking for Toya. What the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, seriously? And the people that lived in that apartment before were all Hispanics. It was a Hispanic apartment. There's nobody named Toya that lived in that apartment, bro. I had their mail of the last 2 residents. It was like Marisa Rodriguez and blah, blah, blah. No black person's probably ever lived in that apartment, bro. Let's be real. Now, there was a black lady that was a perp who lived upstairs. Yeah, so maybe he was confused and got the wrong address, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, all that shit is not flying, dog. And then now I actually see that they do set up murders and shit. Like, they set up carjackings and make them look like murders. Like, they'll have the cartel. Oh, they try to steal his car. No, the fuck they didn't. They try to steal a 2007 Volkswagen with a gun. What the fuck? Nah, bro. That shit ain't common. That shit don't happen like that. Niggas kill somebody with a over a 2008 fucking Ford Taurus and shit with a gun. Yeah, you think someone will catch a homie over some used vehicle, bro? Carjacking, bro? Like, come on, dog. Was this Grand Theft Auto? Look what happened to the InfoWars reporter. They have setups like that. Oh, it was a robbery gone wrong, but it was actually an assassination. That's what the mob does. You know what I'm saying? That's what the mafia does. That's what the cartel do. Even they do that because they don't want a RICO charge, right? So yeah, I'm not playing with any of that shit, dog. I don't have to be tough or whatever you think I am, dog. Like, come try me in my house then. That's how I feel about it. Come try me in my fucking house because I'm fucking Max Payne, motherfucker. I'll burn the entire apartment complex, turn this shit to fireworks if you come after me, nigga. I'll take myself out. Bitch ass nigga. Oh, we're gonna kill your family, nigga. I'm thinking about killing my family. I've thought about it. You think you can't scare me with none of that shit? You come after me, bitch. Like, fuck all that shit, dog. We're this big, powerful organization. We're gonna kill your family members. I've thought about fucking killing my family members, dog. Not that I would do that, but I've thought of it. It's not something that's like, you're not gonna affect me. If you want to touch me, you gotta touch me, nigga. You gotta make me feel pain. So they try to intimidate me with legitimate cartel members, not no Trump shit where I'm calling a Hispanic person like legit punk ass little cartel connected members and shit. Trying to intimidate me in my fucking house. Last apartment. The first guy was no type of cartel, but yeah, the first guy I was talking about with the elevator, he was not no cartel member, anything. He was just a fucking regular person. But let's see. Sky says he sports bet and he basically breaks even at the end of the year. Sports betting, I did want to talk about the gambling. I used to do like FanDuel and stuff like that. And sports betting is better than like casino gambling because it's just better. I just think, you know what I'm saying? It is just better because there's knowledge. It doesn't mean you're gonna make money, but there's knowledge involved within statistics and things you can go off. Me personally, I just suck at that shit because I lost like $25 straight. I just did random picks and stuff. I have to watch sports like I used to be successful at that. But I've won in FanDuel. FanDuel is when you pick the players and you're doing the fantasy points and you're in a contest with like 1,000, 5,000 other people. I've gotten first place in a couple of times in that. Back when I was this is probably like 2000 and like 16. Nah, it was before that. It was like 2015 and shit. But I've won a couple $100 contests, first place, $200 and shit like that. But when I don't know anything, like I don't really watch sports because I don't have fucking time. Like I like football now. I used to like basketball. I know nothing about basketball now. Like who's the good players and shit. Like I know the basics, like SGA, Wemby, fucking, Luka Doncic, but all the new people I don't know, so I suck at it. I think I'm really good at stock market. I mean, I got some good wins on there, $160 wins, $80 wins, $70 wins. You got to keep in mind, this is off of $300. That's really good, but then I lost really bad. So I'm just not that good with luck with money. I think certain people got it and certain people don't, but you have to be in it to win it. You have to play to get paid. So it could be witchcraft or spell work being used on. I'm going to be real with you. You sound like a real TI. Like, I'm going to be real because I don't really necessarily believe in witchcraft and stuff, but now I do because I put a picture or I put a video up on me bench pressing a 125-pound dumbbell. And in that video, you probably can see the right side of my face for like a split second. I got like a hoodie on, but you can see the right side of my face. After I put that video up, and assuming that there's witches that watch my channel that don't like me, right? Just assuming that you don't know. Dog, that right side of my face got attacked My cat left a scratch on my nose while I was sleeping, like, and I still have that scar from that scratch. I want to see what else happened because I forget. There was a couple things. It was only the right side of my face. I got like a cut on my right side of my hand. Like everything in that video that was on my right side that was exposed in one day got like attacked. But I literally forget exactly. I know there was a scratch on my nose. There's something else on my face that happened on that right side. And then my right hand got fucked up. And from what I understand, witches can get a picture of you even online. And from that picture, they can attack you. Like if they have a whole picture of your face, they can attack your whole face. But we're not saying that's proof or not. But witchcraft is real, okay? And they can use it to make you go crazy and shit. They can do a spell on you where for a short amount of period of time you go crazy. Also with tragic magic, that is Mercury retrograde right now. So Mercury retrograde is when Mercury seems to be going backwards in the sky and all of this weird shit happens on the planet. It's usually bad. So for me, I got in a car accident and I don't have a car until it's fixed or if I get a new one. So that fucked me up. And I lost money on gambling, which is my fault. But he's also going crazy himself. And I feel weird myself. I feel more depressed lately, more anxious. Like I don't usually feel like this. More like giving up on life. Like, what's the point of fucking just doing anything? Like, I never get like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fucking Superman when it comes to willpower and shit like that. But I never like give up on life because I've been through so much bad shit. Like, I got the parts to fix my car for cheap. It's not gonna cost too much to fix, I don't think. So I shouldn't be too mad. But I just feel like fucking giving up. Just not trying, you know what I'm saying? Just laying around. They say it ends on April 7th. But what I read, they say not to make major decisions during Mercury retrograde. So don't accuse perps. No, I deleted that gambling app, deleted my whole account because I know that I'm literally becoming addicted to that shit. I woke up this morning, deposit. I lost $27 last night. And then I woke up and deposited $13 more, and I just lost all that money straight. And I'm still trying to play. So I just deleted the account, man. I just deleted the account. Because I felt like I could feel like I have a real strong adverse reaction to addiction. Like I've smoked cigarettes in the past and don't smoke cigarettes, have no desire to smoke cigarettes. They're disgusting to me. Like I've smoked them after I quit, but they're fucking absolutely gross. Like that's how I like with addiction, I don't play. I do this kava. It's kava and kratom. Kratom kind of sucks now, I'll be honest. By itself it sucks. But that kava shit mixed with it, it's a really good fucking like Hawaiians and shit used to drink that. So I do that once a week. But when it's I used to drink, so I stopped drinking. I'm doing that once a week, and I can easily quit that. And I'm gonna use that to quit drinking, basically, where I don't drink fucking at all, basically, maybe once a month. And it's the same thing. I think drinking is nasty. I don't like drinking no more. So that's what I mean with the gambling. I'm like losing and I'm becoming addicted. So that's what I mean. Like if I can quit cigarettes and I can quit drinking, and if I can quit black amounts and I can quit vaping, why can't I quit the gambling? You know what I'm saying? And the reason is it's really addictive. It's more addictive than all that shit. Because I'm a person that I don't get addicted to nothing. The only thing I consistently do is weed. I smoke weed every single day, like bowl packs of weed. But I used to smoke like hella blunts of weed, but I cut that down. Eventually, I'm gonna quit that too. By the time I'm like 40, I want to stop smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? I've done it enough, and it just doesn't do anything. But when I used to smoke heavily, if I didn't smoke, it was such a trip. Like it's like I have so much energy. Like I'm a totally different person when I don't smoke weed. Like I have so much more energy, so much more life. So that's what I noticed.
But yeah, that gambling shit, that shit is fucking a problem, especially casino gambling. That shit's a problem, man. You would think if you lose enough money that it would fucking just, nah, that's just a real addiction. That's crazy. And it's something that makes you lose money is worse than drugs because drugs aren't expensive compared to gambling. Fuck. But let's go through the comments. What you go through in the beginning of the overt stage is really meant to shape your behavior down the road and meant to shape that behavior to where you'll do things that'll make you look unstable. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yup. You make a lot of sense. And I'll add that for me, I make sure that I stay humble knowing that I actually don't know everything. And I'm going to be wrong about the stuff that goes on. Thank you. Because you're making the TI community look real. But yeah, I understand. You don't have to come on here and be like, I got this wrong. I got that wrong. As long as you internally yourself know, then you can stop making, not you personally, but the other TIs, that those TIs can stop making the videos that make us look crazy. When I used to joke around, it made the TI community look bad. It made it popular, but it made the TI shit look bad. Like I stopped making videos while I'm clowning around about the topic of gang stalking, right? Where I'm making fun of TIs. Okay, you don't see me making those type of videos or critical of TIs. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like saying harsh things about their targeting, like their targeting is soft or they're not real TIs. I stopped engaging in that. Like you might see me do that here and there, but I stopped because it makes the whole community look fake. So there's no point of doing it. It's not that great of content. So I don't laser focus on certain TIs anymore because another reason is they're going through hardship, whether they're targeted or not. They're authentic people going through hardship. So there's no point of just like fucking constantly putting them down just so I can feel better. Like that's just stupid. Damn, why did all this weed get on me? Hold on a second. I went through the crash out phase for about 18 months, but once I started fighting this on the spiritual level, I got back into the fight. Yeah, I mean, connection to God, I don't like mixing it with gang stalking because if you're connected to God and you're all spiritual and shit, your life is going to be better regardless what you're going through. That's what the whole point of God is. Like, he's supposed to help you through these easier type of traumatic things, right? Because there's a bigger picture involved. Like, cool. But when people on the YouTube platform, they make it seem like it's a chosen one and only they're special and only they have a connection to God because they're targeted. So their connection to God is stronger than someone else's connection to God. And it sets people up for failure because if you're a real TI and you think God is going to save you, and then you notice that it's getting worse, then your connection to God is going to be, it's an excuse like, oh, God abandoned me. So I don't ever really mix the two. I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, if you go through anything, and that's facts, if you go to God, it's not some imaginary thing. Like your life, it's not going to become way better, but you're going to get through it better. You're going to get through that hard situation better. And you're going to notice that quote unquote God does something to fix your situation because you went to quote unquote God, right? For people that don't believe in that shit is why I say it like that, right? Because people are like, oh, it's just imagine, it's just luck, it's just this, not. It's a real fucking thing. Because what I notice is my life is always better when I did that with the targeting or without. Like I notice the improvements. I notice me being a better person. I notice good things coming my way. And then when I don't go to God, it's always bad. It's always a downhill slope. So there has to be something there. But so many people in the algorithm, they make that God shit look, they're not real Christians. Let me tell you that. They're not real Christians because they would be praying for you, not calling you, saying you're a chosen one and trying to make money off you. They would be offering you prayer and offering you whatever, the shirt off their back. That's what a real Christian would do. And helping you through your fucking with real life stuff, real life things that can help you. But gang stalking is meant to make you always question whether it's gang stalking or not. Facts. And for me, whether it's gang stalking or not, I know I have to focus on being better me every day, a better me in every way that I can, because I've already decided I'm not going to lay down to this shit. Yeah, I don't encourage no violence, and don't copy me as an example, because you might take it overboard and get in trouble. I'm not speaking on you specifically. I'm talking about the whole audience listening. When you hear me say stupid shit that like works for me, don't copy it. Like fucking racking a slide in an elevator, because you might take it overboard where you do it where they actually see it, and it's something you get in trouble for. Like there's some slickness to what I do and how I move. So I'm a one of a kind person. But when it goes to the lane, yeah, you should not lay down to this. You should show some type of non-violent aggression and try to get these people off your back, because there is such thing, if you shell up, that these people will go harder. If you are a TI that shells up, you know, you go in your little turtle shell and cry over targeting, they get pleasure off of it, because the type of people doing this, they're not the top people in society. These weren't the cool kids in high school doing this gang stalking. These are lames. Like these are fucking people that legit have nothing going on, and they can't do anything positive to make money or change in the world, right? So when they bully people, and let's say you're a big ass black dude, like I know this for a fact. If you're a big ass black dude and they think you're tough or something, or you're from the hood, right? Or like because they're like little whoever they are, it's like privileged gang stalkers that fucking run and control the system. And they're watching you on secret cameras, or they're watching you, and they see, oh, we got this big black dude. Like, yeah, I would have been scared of him in high school, but we got him right where we want. He's crying. You know they derive pleasure out of that. You know they do. You know that's what they're doing, man. That's not the main reason gang stalking's happening. Don't get it twisted. Even if you're a white dude, let's say you're a white dude, you're like the above average white guy. You probably played football. You were getting girls and shit in high school and shit. Like they like that. Like you're the white dude that was tough and getting girls in high school, and then now you're not getting girls because you're gang stalked. They love that shit because they're beneath you. They might have economically be above you, but they're socially beneath you. That's the type of people that do gang stalking, right? These aren't like the roughest and toughest people, especially on the low levels. But that's what I noticed when I complain and whine a lot, and I can show like that I'm being affected, like in the beginning, is when they went the hardest. So that's why I mean, don't lay down to this shit, man. I'm gonna show you something, right? I'm gonna show you exactly. So targeted Tony is this is meant to make it seem like it's targeted Tony. Come meet me in AZ. I'm 6'3", 250. I slap the shit out of you, boy. When you see the word boy, it's fucking strongest boss. Okay, I've called him on multiple sock accounts with different names. He'll go into TI that I used to mention, and again, the reason why I'm mentioning him now is because it's relevant to a gang stalker that goes to real TI's channels. But the TI that I don't want to mention, that I will mention, if you know what I mean, he goes to his chats back a few months ago when I used to watch his live streams, and he'll say, "Boy, what, you ain't got no job, boy. You unemployed, boy." And it's to make it seem like I've heard him say it out of his own mouth. So targeted Tony don't talk like that. He wouldn't troll like that. He wouldn't say, "I'll slap the shit out you, boy. I'm 6'3", 250. So this person that basically strong as boss is what I'm realizing. He's almost all of the troll accounts for the last 2 to 3 years in all of our chats. You know, I'm not blaming every single one on him, but I'm saying if you see these consistent trolls in your chat, and me and other people's chat, like Pink Tacos, I mean, that's him. Okay. So that's why I have a beef with the dude is if he was just trolling me and he never pretended to be cool with me or pretended like, oh, like I look up to your channel. I think your channel's pretty like okay. I think it's pretty good. Like blah 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 blah. Let's be buddies. Let's bury the hatchet. And then if he never did that, I wouldn't care. It's a troll. Like it would be kind of funny. But this dude is disturbed, dog, because he'll come as your friend and then you bury the hatchet with him, and then he'll come with a sock account. Like there's no comedy in that. That's just like mental illness. Like he literally will come to a live stream, bury the hatchet, come on, talk for like 30 minutes. And then 2 days later, if I say something he doesn't like, because he doesn't like me, like he doesn't like my personality, or there's some weird jealousy issues, he'll come in with a sock account and start attacking me. But on his main channel, he'll still pretend to be my friend. And this has been going on back and forth for 2 to 3 years. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. I deleted that name, and I'm going to delete all his names. Okay? Every time he come in here, I'm going to just delete his name. And guess what? He's going to come in with another name that's going to be a different variety saying the same shit. Okay? So it's going to just pay attention. Things like boy or boring or long live stream or you're lying, you're paranoid schizophrenic. If you see anybody say paranoid schizophrenic, liar, boring, long live stream, and you're lying, that's him. Or boy. Because this dude is so one-dimensional. I'm not spending a lot of time. We're going to go back into the topic. He's so one-dimensional with his trolling. Like, that's how I know it's him. And I'm even enlightening people that it is him. So what he tried to do, he pretends to be Targeted Tony because Donovan said, oh, I think that's Targeted Tony. So he keeps saying, I'm 6'3", I'm 250, I'll slap you, I'm in AZ, come to AZ. It's to establish that he's Targeted Tony because it's not Targeted Tony. If Targeted Tony was trolling me, he would be funny as fuck. He would be unique, he would be funny, and I wouldn't be able to tell it was him. He's good at trolling. You see what he did with Darnell Williams? Like, bro, I had no idea that was Targeted Tony. I thought that was a real person. I thought that when I heard the Darnell Williams shit. I thought it was a real person or some random person. I didn't know it was Tony. He's good at it. He's advanced at it. Strongest Boss is literally obsessed with the channel. It had nothing to do with hatred. He likes the channel. He likes the direction of the channel. He just doesn't like the channel's creator. And he's jealous of it, that he thinks, because he's weird, he's narcissistic. He thinks that he deserves all the attention. But this is the last time I'm bringing him up. This is feeding into his ego. I'm not bringing him up anymore, okay? Because he wants attention that he's not getting on his channel. So he's using this to build his channel up. So back to the New York gang stalking, right? Now, this is what I will say that's suspicious in New York. The New York TIs, where I think some of these people are fake. And I want to go over Nigel Nicholson because Tragic Magic brings up Nigel Nicholson. And I don't think Nigel Nicholson is a perp, but he's like his channel. I won't say him because he don't seem like a bad guy, right? But because he did put out information and he did show tactics. But at a certain point, man, you just like, you're kind of, I don't want to say full of shit. I'll say his channel's full of shit, okay? And he's another person. He talks about hand signals. Now, he's filmed the hand signals, okay? And the people were really doing the hand signals, and there's no explanation to it until now. I'll give you an explanation why these New York targets get the different targeting and how it's happening. Now, these New York targets, yeah, they're gang stalked. They're being followed by real people. Boom, we put in that one category. Here's the second category. And this is hard to talk about. These TIs are fucking manipulating these perps to do the tactics to them. The TI is focusing and telepathically telling the perp to do the tactic, and the perp doesn't even know that the tactic is being done. Okay, like some of the times it is on purpose. Most of the time it is. So I'm gonna give you the example, like the touching of the nose on the bus. Like a TI will focus their energy on someone wearing a red coat on the bus, right? And then the TI saying, that's a perp, that's a perp, that's a perp. Looking at that person for 5-10 minutes, that's a perp. He's a perp right there. He's a perp. Mentally, telepathically. Now that person in the red coat starts scratching their nose over and over and over. And the person in the red coat, their nose really is itching all of a sudden. Like, oh, my tactic, that's a perp right there in the red coat. They always put blah, blah, blah. You're staring and you're laser focused on that quote unquote perp. Now that quote unquote perp starts touching their nose repeatedly or does something weird and they don't even know that they're doing it. That's what I'm saying. That's an element of, like, there is studies on telepathy and fucking we're all connected and shit. Or that person is being mind controlled. The perp is being remotely mind controlled through the fucking AI to do it or something like that. But yeah, overall, most of the time, it is real perping and shit. But there's other explanations. Okay. Like with Nigel Nicholson, he'll walk down the street, and I saw his old videos where like a cop will throw the devil, like people would throw the devil horns at him, dog, for the devil horn symbol. And there's no explanation to that. I admit that. Some of that is perping. Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes you can be fucking going through that as a New York target, and you guys are more connected than you think because you guys are way more closer. You're all holding your cell phones. You're in a big ass city with millions of people. You're walking on streets where everyone's close together. What if the cell phone's manipulating the perp to do the tactic? Or what if they're being mind controlled to do it? Or what if you're influencing the perp? That could be a possibility too when it comes to hand signals. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, I'm gonna give you an example, right? This has nothing to do with gangstalking. So let's say I'm walking down the hood. I'm in a bad neighborhood, and there's people outside in the street. Some of them are regular people. Some of them are like gang members. Some people will, you might get robbed out there. You might get this and that. This is because I haven't lived in the hood, but I've been in the hood before. And being in the hood is all about energy and how you present yourself. If you go to the hood and you look scared, let's say you're like an Indian kid, right? You're a skinny Indian kid or Indian man. And you're in the hood and you look scared and people are walking by you, like black people are walking by, you're like jumping back. And that's how you walk through the hood. Like you see a black person, you cross the street, you jump back, you act all scared. Now someone's gonna see that, the one fucking bully of the neighborhood, the one predator of the neighborhood, one hood person in the neighborhood, they're gonna see that and they're like, let's fucking give that guy a problem, dog. Let's give him a problem. If that same Indian skinny man or kid was walking through the hood with confidence, he's sticking his chest out, he's walking like, it's a regular neighborhood, I guarantee nobody fucks with him, dog. Not a gang member, not nothing. In his body language. And that shows that your energy and your body language can attract negative situations. You can attract getting robbed in the hood. You can attract getting bitched in the hood. If you're acting all scared, jumpy, most people won't fuck with you, but there'll be that one person like, you know what? I don't like how he's acting. Fuck it. Let's just fucking rob him. Like he's scared anyways. Give me your fucking money. That shit happens, and especially in New York. So what if that was happening in gang stalking? What if your energy was causing, and I'm not saying every single time, was influencing the ethos, the atmosphere to fucking create the devil horn signal once in a while, or fucking the nose scratching? That's how you got to look at this shit, bro. You can't just look at, this is where I disagree with New York targets, and I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Because I lived through it, and you're not a harder target because you live in a fucking concrete jungle, dude. Brick City, Gotham City, okay? Because this is how I know it's like kind of full of shit. All right, so these people like Tragic Imagine, Nigel Nicholson. So every time you see a nose scratch, so a handler, a physical handler met up with that person prior to you getting to that setting, that street corner, that subway. Let's say it's the subway. a woman scratching her nose because you're there, and she is scratching it a lot, right? And that is a tactic you get. Okay, it's a pattern you recognize. Every single fucking time a handler is meeting up with that person right before they get in the sub, hey lady, wait, before you go in there, here's a picture of King Mansa. We're gonna need you to scratch your nose. Here's a $50 gift card. And then people just fucking just do it. And it's every time you walk down the street later, oh, another handler that you got like this satellite handler situation where handlers are just fucking giving out gift cards. Bro, you know that shit's fake, bro. The amount you get the tactics, you know it's not possible that each one of those people was contacted and paid. How much are they getting paid, bro? They cannot be getting paid that much to scratch their nose. Even if it's this $100 gift card or whatever, dog. Like, they're not just handing out thousands of $100 gift cards to scratch people's noses, bro. Like, I'm just sorry. This is not fucking happening. That's fake. That's 100% fucking fake. Now, the tactics, the pattern is happening. Are you in a program? Yes. Do you know exactly what that program is? Because all they always say is FBI. Like, that shit does not fucking exist, bro. So, like, you've been targeted for 5 years, and then the nose scratching budget is what, $1 million, $2 million for scratching noses? Like, you think even rich people would waste that money? What if you don't notice it? Hold on, check this out. What if they pay the perp and you fucking didn't even see it, you dumb motherfucker? How many times is that happening? So that's what I'm talking about when this is what I mean. These New York targets are real TIs, but they fake the funk. They act like they fucking know everything when they fucking don't. Because think about it. You get let's say you're on the bus, you see the one lady, but what is there, 3 other people being paid just in case? Doing tactics that you didn't notice? Like, dog, they're not going to risk that money for a long period of time. Yeah, it's possible to make you crash out. Yeah, that's possible. But, like, come on, how long are they going to sustain a nose scratching budget? Like, there's an accountant at the FBI, like, oh, nose scratching, $2 million, and they're writing it in QuickBooks. Come on, bro. Like, let's be realistic with this shit, because that's what makes you look fucking crazy, dog. And then people are ready to crash out for some nose scratching. Like, bro, I've had people trying to intimidate me from the cartel. Like, come the fuck on, man. Meth heads from the cartel screaming on my patio at 3 a.m. every fucking night for 2 weeks straight. Okay, like, I don't want to hear nothing about a nose scratching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say I'm not going to lay down to, it means I'm not going to give up on life like I've seen other TIs do. That's good, man. I'm glad that you have that mindset, because that's a hard mindset to have. It's so easy to be the victim. I've done it myself. But yeah, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue my career path, continue to do the right thing. Like, I'm learning slowly how to become a better person to people. Like, yeah, I don't hang out with people. But after being targeted, even though I have every excuse to be an asshole to people, like, I try to do the right thing to people. Like, you've seen me come on here and apologize. Like, I donate money to the homeless. You know, it's not a lot of money, but I give money to fucking homeless people and shit. Like, I do little shit here and there. When I have something negative to say, I don't say it to like family and shit, even if they piss me off. Like, I'll just hold my fucking tongue and I'll weigh out the consequences and the reactions and shit like that. So I also learned how to cope and to get over the gang stalking and how to differentiate my life problems from problems caused from gang stalking, because those are 2 different things. Life problems that are usually your fault, and then stuff you can't control like gang stalking. So I learned quite a bit. I wish I still wasn't gang stalked though, but I use it as an opportunity to teach others, to fucking enlighten others of the situation. So it taught me that. It taught me how to be like a fucking little expert, gang stalking expert or whatever. So there's some net positives here, but overall, this shit sucks. I have no fucking room to be depressed, to be sad, dude, because my life is in a horrible position right now. I mean, but I have to be positive. Like, I might have to just sell everything I fucking own and just fucking start over, which isn't a big deal because everything I own is old anyways. So I need new shit, like new computers, and try to get ahead. Like, I got some sneakers I could sell because I got a couple pair of Nikes that I fucking never wear, basically. That I used to use for pawning. I used to pawn them during my targeting. I mean, my targeting is still going on, but during my heavy stages of living alone targeting, I used to take them to the pawn shop, use it as collateral. But overall, it is what it is, man. I have no room to be negative because, you know, I can either be neutral or positive. I have no room to be negative because it's not going to get me anywhere. Like, what the fuck is that going to get me? Oh, be negative. I'm being gangstuck. I'm poor. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, I've done that before. I sat around and sulked and gave up temporarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit doesn't fucking make me feel better. But I'm not going to do no false positivity shit either. I'm not going to do some fake false positivity and act like everything's going to be okay. But I'm going to keep trying. Because that doesn't make me happy either, having these false expectations. Oh, like next year I'm going to have a fucking brand new house, a brand new car. What's up, Superman? I find it funny how I delete someone's troll account and you show up trying to be my buddy. I told you. Like, it's an obsession. I actually think with Strongest Boss, if it is him, hey, it might not be him. There's a small 10, 15% chance it's not him. Right? But with this consistency, like, I can sit here. Okay, this is how you know someone's a gang stalker and not just a regular troll. Okay? This is how you know someone's a real gang stalker. When you delete all of their troll accounts and they keep coming in with more, they're part of a role of your channel. Like, people are observing your channel that are part of the program, and they're hiring this person to be an antagonist to put out false narratives. These are government paid trolls, quote unquote. It might not be government, but paid trolls. His job is to create doubt and put out a false narrative. So he'll come in with as many sock accounts as he needs to because he's getting paid to do so. That's the only motivation why. There's no such thing as someone that fucking relentlessly trolls somebody for years and years and years when it's not anything you're gaining something from. You're not gaining a following. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not making a lolcow channel and clipping me and then using the comments to make more lolcow material. Like, you're really wasting your fucking time, and nobody is on your side. You have less people on your side, and it's why your channel will never grow, is because you got caught doing this. It's why your real channel will never grow, because people don't like that shit. So what is your motivation? Okay, outside of maybe hatred or jealousy, and even if it was hatred, you come in, you leave some negative comments, you hate in the background, you come in later, leave some negative comments, like, fuck you, you're stupid. That's hatred. That's fucking someone that doesn't like you creating an alt account. When it's you delete one, another one comes in, and there's these narratives. It's part of an agenda. They're being paid. There's organization behind it. So this actually proves gang stalking. Okay. Trolling is when there's a group of trolls and it's actually funny and they're like communicating with each other and they have nothing to do in their lives. It's maybe 3-4 people, and they come in with alt accounts and they talk to each other in the chat and they fucking pretend to be other people, and it's like a comedy thing. What this guy is doing is pure everything I'm saying. It's organized. He's being paid to do it, you know. The guy who was following me that I had a conversation with told me that he had 3 felonies and he would not be able to make that kind of money he's making doing the gang stalking legally. So you're saying he's a gang stalker with 3 felonies and that it's illegal, it's not ran by law enforcement? I don't understand. If you can clarify what you mean there, that'd be great. I'll read it again. The guy who was following me that I had a conversation with told me that he had 3 felonies and he would not be able to make the kind of money he's making doing the gang stalking legally. So it sounds like he's a gang stalker. I see what you're saying. So he told you he's gang stalking and he can't make that money at a job. Like they're paying him good enough where it's like maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month. Well, like you've been I've been rocking with you in the chat, but when it comes to stuff like that, I want proof. Like I don't want to sound like a skeptic person that doesn't believe in targeting. Because if you had the proof of that or something you could point to, that would be fucking great. Like a secret recording. And I know it's tough to get that shit, but I'm saying I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. They must not call it gang stalking or something. They must just call it something else. Where it's like, you're just doing this and I'm paying you to do this. It's not like he's a targeted individual. He's part of the gang stalking program and you're going to be a cog in the machine. I think they just like individually bribe low-life people to do the gang stalking and they don't call it gang stalking. I'm a light-skinned guy from CA. I don't know who you're talking about, to be honest. This is Strongest Boss again. This is Strongest Boss, and I'm gonna prove it once again that it's him. Okay. Didn't I just go over? Okay, let's go over what just transpired here. He just comes into the live stream, right? That's what he pretended. What's good, bro? Like you just came in because I've been going on for an hour. Like this is the dumbest troll ever. Sorry, Christopher Mosley. We're gonna read your comments. All right, but I have to prove that it's him every time he does it to get him off the channel. So I'm on a live stream for an hour and a half. He pops in, what's good, bro? When someone does that, in my opinion, that's like you just started the live stream, right? Like people don't come into my live stream saying, what's good, bro? It's rare that even Christopher's in here, right? It's rare. There's only a few handful of people that leave comments in my live stream. I only get 4 to 5 viewers on my live stream. So it's not that difficult if you know someone watches all your videos and they pretty much told you they watch all your videos to figure out who is in your videos, right? So he just pretends because I called him out, right? I deleted his last channel, his last sock account. I said, watch, the next person come in is going to be him. What's good, bro? Okay. So I'm like, hey, I think it's funny that you came in here, blah, blah, blah. Right? He just got here, right? This is his next thing. He explains a description. When someone said, why would you explain, I'm a fucking 5'11" dark-skinned guy with a buzz cut. I don't know what you're talking. Like, it's to throw you off. This guy is so damn dumb when it comes to trolling. He's so fucking stupid when it comes. He has to be the dumbest fucking worst troll. And this is how I know he's getting paid. There's no comedy in this. There's no comedy in this. Like on your end, me fucking figuring out who you are. Like you have to be a really bad fucking troll. All right, so he says, I'm a light-skinned guy from California. I don't know who you're talking about, to be honest. Why would, if I think you're someone else, why do you describe, if I don't even know who the first person is, everyone's anonymous, why are you describing, like I know, like, you're just, I'm a light-skinned guy from California. No one talks like that. No one says I'm a light-skinned guy from fucking Pennsylvania, and I don't know who that guy is. So this is what we're gonna do again, bro. All of these sock accounts is getting banned off my channel. So pretty much don't even leave a comment if you're a sock account. Like you're getting banned off the channel. So that's how I'm trying to tell you. This dude has, and you can watch my old videos on it. He's been caught using multiple alt accounts, fake channels. Let's see. Let's read this brother has to say. I don't get bothered by the foot soldiers doing their job. I was cool when I approached the one guy and asked him what was going on. Those accounts. No, this is strong as boss. I know it sounds like I'm making false accusations. I've literally, if you watch my old, I'll probably repost it in my community section. It's him, bro. It's him. It's him. Like I'll show you. I've shown the proof that it's him. Like everyone's seen it. Everyone on my channel knows it's him. Like all of my subscribers have been with me for the last year know it's him. Like he's so bad at trolling. Like I've encountered trolls, bro. Like he's bad at trolling. I've caught him doing it. It's just him. I'll put in the watch my community post. I'm gonna put multiple videos up on there. But watch, he gonna come in with another account because he gets paid to do it. There's another account that's gonna come in here. But yeah, those accounts are probably a yeah, usually I would believe what you're saying, but it's him, bro. He's been following and doing this for a long time. I've caught him. He's operated channels that are like low-cal channels of TIs, and he pretended to be a TI, and then he came out as a gang stalker. He has a video where I'm a gang stalker, I'm a perp of the program. There's so much fucking shit, though. I reveal so much. I expose. He's the most exposed fucking perp ever, to be honest. Like he's pretty much the top most exposed perp. But I'm about to wrap this up. I need to eat breakfast anyways. Anybody got some final questions? Final comments, final questions? Any questions for me? Questions about the New York gang stalking? I'm gonna do a little summary real quick. So basically with the New York gang stalking, I believe it. I mean, I'm pretty well studied in it. And I'm gonna tell you this. If I go to New York right now, because I've been to New York before my targeting, I didn't see any red cars or any fucking weird patterns, but I wasn't paying attention. Or any weird license plate, but I wasn't paying attention. I was younger. I was probably like 20. If I go to New York right now, I'm gonna get the license plate tactics. Like I'm gonna go somewhere to New York, and I'm gonna like when I leave a building, there's gonna be license plates that say 666, or there's gonna be taxis that are like number 666. You know what I'm saying? I guess everyone's targeting is different. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll get too much street theater. I think I'll get some. Mine isn't about street theater, so I guess everyone's targeting is different. But I know for a fact, if I go to New York, I'm gonna get those crazy license plates and be able to film it. I wish I had money to travel so I can film gang stalking in different states. But that's part of the financial sabotage. Like I would do documentaries on this shit if I had the capital and shit like that. I would fucking go to California, go to New York. Scott says, when I called him follow me, I chased him down and asked how I got put on this list and if I could get off in some way. But he shrugged and said he didn't know because it was just a job. Yeah, I mean, with mine, I don't know if you want to write in the comments, like, how heavy is your street gang stalking? Like, how heavy is your on foot harassment? Okay. Because the story I told in the beginning, and then the people that came to my house, is pretty much the foot harassment I ever got. Like, that's it. But I'm always on the road. So I'm a person where I'm either in my house or in my car. So I only go to do DoorDash and go to the gym. So it would be really hard to do foot gang stalking with me, you know? But, you know, when I first moved to that neighborhood, there was a lot of people walking by my window with red shirts. Like that was a weird thing that happened. I feel like the foot gang stalking, they do it, but it doesn't last too long for me because I'm not in a situation where you can on foot gang stalk me. And like, I just do stupid shit. Like I'll fucking walk away from that shit. Like that shit just doesn't bother me. It'd be a waste of their time. Like I'm gonna go on a walk here a little bit, go to the store. And I'm probably not going to get nothing on foot, but I mean, there's like no sidewalk on the way to the store I'm about to walk to. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I've always lived in an area where it's like not a foot traffic area. Like, people don't walk around. Like, I don't know. People are lazy. It's tough. Like, bro, you would have to, let's say they were doing street theater foot gang stalking. You would have to drive from wherever you're from, come to where I'm at, park your car, a few blocks down, wait around outside. That shit don't make sense to me, and it's just something that doesn't bother me. So I feel like they don't do it. But if you don't mind asking, if you mind me asking, like, how often are you getting the foot? Because I'm glad you're here, because you're one of the. It's rare to find a TI that fucking you can talk to and ask questions, because everyone's target is a little bit different. Okay, so we walked down the street for 10 minutes having a conversation on some of the same cars that were following me. Were driving right by, beeping at us. That's funny. Yeah, so you got lucky. You got to. I think, if, in my opinion, I wasn't there, but if he's being cool with you, he must not know a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? It must be just the job, like you said. If he was being cool and chumming it up with you, so I guess it is like a big network and shit. I mean, I'm gonna make a video on that shit later. The mobbing aspect, I feel like, in my opinion, before COVID, there was a lot of mobbing. Like, I would watch videos and see mobbing. Like, that's what it was, like cyber mobbing and shit like that. But I feel like they died that shit down. And what makes sense to me is the cars. You can always do surveillance with cars. You can have a fleet of 20 cars driving throughout the city, or a fleet of 50 cars of gang stalkers, and then coordinate them with GPS. You need to get here, get there, and make a little game out of it. Oh, you didn't make that checkpoint? Oh, you didn't get paid. But if you did and you were part of this group of cars, you get paid. But yeah, I'm about to take a fucking dump. Get my day started. I haven't even ate breakfast yet. It's still early. But I want to talk about that New York gang stalking shit. And I hope Tragic Magic fucking just gets the help he needs. It's not worth fucking complaining. Some old ladies and shit. We're not saying they're not gang stalkers, right? But I try to leave him a comment. It's like, what is, what's going on? And it's not nothing to do with mental illness. Is it the gang stalker that's bothering you? Or are you getting some strong signal in your head? And I want to actually talk about this real quick before I end this live stream. Okay? And the reason why I'm doing these long live streams, I don't have a car, I have nothing to do. So whatever. You can either like it or hate it, right? I know it's a lot of content, it's an earful, but I do this when I have fucking absolutely nothing to do. Like, I have no car, no work, kill time and whatever. But it's good to get this shit out. I want to talk about when you're being gang stalked, and this is probably the most important thing in the game, in the whole stream. It has to do with Tragic Magic and every TI, because I've been through this myself. When you're being gang stalked, you're getting the tactics every day. You're getting the street theater. You're getting the perp, rubbing the nose, wearing the red hat, red shoes, red shirt. And I've seen other people's evidence, is more like Targeted Tony. Perfect example is Targeted Tony, dude. He filmed gang stalking evidence, but he goes into a store. This guy, new person, awesome, or enjoy your videos. T.I. from the seat. Look, bro, Christopher Mosley. So I'm saying, so you see this tactic. You walk in the store, you're being heavily targeted. Okay? You walk in the store, you see that perp wearing them bright red feelers, dog. It don't even match. He wearing bright red feeler shoes, ugly ass shoes, tight ass jeans, red hat. He's like, he's not a blood member, okay? He's not in no gang. There's no reason for him to be wearing those shoes. Now, in that moment, do you get a strong mental signal? Okay. Do you get a strong signal in your brain alerting you? And we ain't talking about paranoia. We're not talking about paranoia. We're not talking about anything mental illness. But when that happens, do you get a strong signal in your brain? That's all I got to ask. You got to ask yourself, why are these people wearing this? And I want to go into one more thing that has to do with gang stalking, guys. That this is serious. Okay, this is real. This is serious. One time I wanted to test out the gang stalking at that last apartment I was at, right? So I wanted to see if they could read my mind, whatever that, and this is where the shit, where people get that shit. So I was like, I wanted to see if I can manifest, like if the program can read my mind and manifest the tactic in front of me. So I'm like, I'm gonna think of random shit, right? Random fucking shit. And if I see that tactic, I know that they can either read the mind or there's something going on with the brain, right? So I did this. I said the color peach. Like, how often will you see the color peach? Like, peach, the color, that light pink color, peach. How often do you see that? When do you see a peach car? When do you see a fucking guy wearing a peach shirt? You never fucking see that. So I focused on peach. I'm going to see the color peach. Next time I go out, I'm going to see the color peach just to see if they can read my mind. So I go to the dollar store, the first place I go to. A guy walks out of Wingstop and he's wearing a black shirt and peach fucking shorts. Peach fucking shorts, dude. So for all you TIs that see a red shirt and think they're all perps, like, yeah, do you think, all right, let's say you believe that story. Do you think that guy's a perp wearing the peach shorts? Do you think a handler fucking got someone to wear peach shorts within 5 minutes of me thinking about it? Because I thought about it. Like, do you think that the Gangstalking program and humanity is that fucking, that's aliens. That's fucking aliens if that's happening. If there's a person that can show up with pink shorts and that quickly, but me thinking about it, that's alien shit. That's not humans. Humans can't do shit like that. And the reason why I say I don't believe that's aliens, it's not possible. Like, humanity is not that powerful to be this well-organized machine for gang stalking. Is gang stalking going on? Yes. How is it happening? It's an organization hiring 50 people and then making it seem like it's the whole city after you. That's how it's possible. Like, yeah, you're being surveilled, monitored, and they hire 5, 10 at a time, 15, maybe 30 people. It's no more than that. Because if you go to a street corner and you see 30 people show up, you think the whole world's after you. You would think, oh, every block I go on, this is going to happen on every block. No, they controlled that block and they sent people to your location. I don't think they would send more than 100 people at one time at a TI. That's just fucking overkill. Like, we have TIs thinking that the whole city, all these cars whizzing by, every plane, every drone, every star, it's all targeting. The birds are chirping at them. That's where we take it too fucking far. So my warning to Tragic Magic, he's not going to listen to this. No one has time to listen to all this shit, you know what I'm saying? But for the ones that do, but my message to him is like, when a woman's on a bus touching her nose 4 or 5 times in front of you, like, all right, let's say she got paid. Wouldn't it fuck her up if you don't look? Wouldn't that fuck up her whole paycheck if you didn't look, you just ignored it? And I know it's hard to ignore, but if she was doing it, it would be to get a reaction, would be the purpose. But at the same time, are you getting a strong signal? I just touched my nose. I had because I have nose hairs. So I'm gonna give you a perfect example with the nose touching. When you have long nose hairs, your nose will itch. Like, if you don't shave your nose hairs, your nose will itch. And I just touched my nose for one time in 2 hours because I had, like, it felt like there was boogers and long ass nose hairs in my nose right now. So in a 2-hour live stream, without you seeing it, I just touched my nose and we was just talking about it. So it's like, is it when someone see my nose is itching again? As I'm talking about, my nose is itching. See? Is it some type of mental thing? My nose is itchy as fuck. My mustache is itching. You know, I used to do this thing where I sniff my lips. You know that little face that when it looks like the yuck face. You sniff your lip. You put your lip against your nostril. And my mom used to be, stop doing that. Stop doing that. People do weird shit with their nose, bro. No one paid me to sniff my lip. I used to be addicted to, like, sniffing my lip. Like, I would do it every fucking second. I'd be like sniffing my lip. And then a long period of time, I don't do that. But the reason why I do that, your lip touches your nose, and then your lip smells like funny. Like your lip has like this fucking aroma from touching like the sweat off your nose or whatever, the skin off your nose. Or maybe it's the lip that smells itself. But either way, like it's addicting. So sometimes when people touch their nose, it's like their brain signaling them to touch their nose in front of you with no handler involved. It can still be targeting, but that's some of the cases. Sometimes, yeah, they get a gift card and they tell them to scratch their nose and wear a red shirt. I get it. But that shit is not that common, bro, outside of New York City. So and then people used to say the cough. Sometimes people cough to clear their throat, and sometimes it is a perk thing. You know what I'm saying? But for you to say, you're automatically going to go 100%. It's always a perp. It's always gang stalking. But you got to know, like, what if it's not? What if it's 50-50? What if it's 60-40? What if there's some type of percentage split? But yeah, I'm wrapping this shit up, man. I've been going on too long. Thanks for the contributions. Comment-wise, for everyone leaving positive comments. But I felt like this was an important live stream. Out.